I should have brushed my teeth when I went into the restroom, but that didn't happen. So I brush my teeth now. Getting ready to go up to Atlanta tonight. Let's see if my wife jumps in. It's pretty early, so we may not have too much action here. Action Jackson. Let's see. Cancel. I wonder if I could. I could organize this to see top chat. I don't know. Don't know if I should do that. Oh yeah, she's gonna nap anyway. She's gonna nap, so she won't be here. Let's see. Did you guys see this tsunami thing? Like California coast is under a tsunami warning. Am I seeing that right? Or is it earthquake? Magnitude 7.3 quake off the California coast. Tsunami warning from San Francisco all the way into Oregon. Is that real? Damn. Becca, how you doing? On my way to terminal to get the spy box installed. The spy box. Golden Boy Expert, what's up? Haven't seen you in a minute. John Halgren, howdy. Hopper. Okay, so we do have a moderator. Welcome, Hopper. I have my man, these mics are awesome. Look at this little thing. I could have got the DJI ones, which I have a lot of DJI products, but I just like this tiny little thing. Let's see. Headed to Florida myself Sunday for winter. Yeah, John. So I delivered it at Publix outside of Jacksonville. Was it 2 days ago? What is today? Thursday? Monday. And they tried to get me to take like $1 a mile load out of Jacksonville to Texas. And I got the, the might be all we have. You know, we got a lot of trucks getting loaded. It's Monday. It might be all we have. Nah, I'm not going to do that. And then I ended up going up to Georgia to pick up a load, bring them back to northern Florida. Going to the Walmart outside of Jacksonville, that paid $2 a mile with the deadhead. And now I'm going up to Atlanta tonight to pick up a load going to Louisiana. So basically I've been able to spend from Sunday night to tonight just bouncing back and forth between Georgia and Florida. And it's currently 71 degrees where I'm parked. Hopper, it's in California. Jenna sent me I think it was 7.3 or 7.5 earthquake off the California coast. So there's tsunami warning from San Francisco to somewhere in Oregon. Let's see, 7.3. Yeah, tsunami warning all the way from San Francisco to damn near Portland. I don't know. Oh, you're not turning the truck in to leave, are you? Johnny B, yeah, Hopper, I got the alert on my phone in Cali. I'm near the coast. Yikes. Yikes, Johnny B. So basically, I've been able to hang out crossing the Georgia-Florida border since Monday morning, Sunday night. And the coldest it's gotten at night, it did get pretty cold Monday. Wow, pretty cold. 28, 29 degrees, which based on what I was doing in the Midwest, like that was the high. So that being the low is entirely tolerable. So I was able to get out and walk around today once I woke up in a t-shirt, and it's not sunny, so it's not even a warm 71, but it's not a cold 71. So it's just perfect to have the windows up and the truck just stays at the exact proper temperature. You know what I mean? I mean, the sun can make the truck a little bit hot even in 71, but there's no sun. Mr. Hopper, you're in Maine. Yeah, Hopper, I don't know if you want me to tell everyone why you're in Maine, but Trader. Yep, they gatekeeping the freight. I feel like we are being capped a certain revenue number no matter how hard we try. I've been going on for months. Well, sometimes it feels that way, bro, but here's the thing. I just had a monster week, dude. Now, granted, it was a long week, but I was able to squeeze off another load on that week. I did almost $7,500 in revenue. So, I did $7,500 in revenue. I think I spent about $1,000 in fuel, and that was on 3,100 miles, 3,100 or 3,200 miles. Almost $7,500. What was it? Is it like $7,300 or $7,400? Yeah, it's really good. So my truck. So because I'm paying for permits right now, I'm basically at $300 or so a week with, you know, my mailbox and insurance and all that stuff. So my cost out of that for this truck are gonna be probably $1,300, $1,400. So it just, I'm gonna do a video about it once I see the settlement tonight. But all the stars were aligned for this week. Like, all the stars were aligned. I had everything going for me to hit that kind of revenue on just 3,100 or 3,200 miles or whatever it was. John, had a dusting of snow a few miles from me here yesterday on Cape Cod. Gone quickly. Nice. I got a truck up there who's dealing with snow. He left, he delivered in Rhode Island last night and is going into PA and ran into some pretty gnarly shit with an empty trailer. So yeah, on last week, I want to see the final numbers before I talk about it on YouTube, and it'll be the rare instance that I talk about a settlement and what I netted in the week, but I just have to do it. I have to do it because some of these Hirschbach drivers are out there talking shit, saying you can't, you know, and I'll talk about it with the context that I had all the stars aligned for this past week. So it's not usual at all, but it does show what can be possible if you have no truck payment and all the stars are aligned. Because again, you do the math. $7,300, $7,400 in gross with under $1,500 in expenses. You do the math. Hirschbach is the biggest no-brainer in trucking. Not sure what you mean, Alaska Haul. Let's see. Did I miss anything up here? How do we only have one like on this live? Is that Hopper? Is Hopper the only one who's knocked me a thumbs up? Bonehead Truckers made fun of them. Well, Alaska Haul Bonehead Truckers makes a lot of fun of Prime. Shamarcus, when the stars do align, it's a rare, wonderful thing. Yeah, Shamarcus, like it doesn't happen often. And going back to what Trainer was saying, I do feel like I usually get capped. Like I was certain there was no way they were going to let me pull off another load on this week because I was already at $6,200 on Monday. So I was like, there's no way they're going to let me squeeze another one on. And then I was able to go up to Georgia, deadhead up to Georgia, and take that one down to the Walmart outside of Jacksonville real fast. And that pushed me well over $7,000 for the week. So it can happen, but usually it feels like as a solo truck, if you start pushing up above 6,000, 6,500, you're not going to get another load on that week. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't have any evidence that that's the case, but it certainly feels like that's the case. Not getting notices for some reason. Don't know what to tell you, man. But welcome. 3 months, 12 weeks, didn't go home, got 10,000 one week once, 7,000 two of those weeks, other 11 weeks under 6,000, maybe a bad stretch, but dude, yeah, and that's as a team truck? Damn. I'll be in Lakeland, Florida Saturday morning. Nice. John will have to catch the rest of the replays. Need to go back to work, closing up. Came in for a quick break. Enjoy your videos. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Alaska, he was specifically making fun of Jason Pote because they basically said Hirschbach is the best no-brainer trucking company. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I saw some guys talking about pre-tax net of $2,000 checks. I'm not really sure what everybody's referencing because I don't follow a lot of Hirschbach drivers, but I did see a couple of guys talking about pre-tax netting $2,000, and I thought, I'm not really that impressed with. I don't know how that's supposed to be. Anyway, again, I don't talk about money very often on this channel. The problem is I used to do it, and if I would have a period where when included my home time that my net pre-tax net was low, someone would say, "Oh, screw Prime, they're ripping you off." And then if I had a period of a few weeks where it was really, really high, people would say, "Nah, you're full of shit." So I just don't talk. And plus, I don't want anyone to make a decision to get into Prime based on my numbers. So I try to be really careful with that because your numbers, nobody's numbers are going to be the same. It's so circumstantial. You cannot look at a Prime driver who may have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 weeks of just stupid good money and think that that's going to be your scenario. But conversely, you can't look at a Prime driver that just failed for 2 months straight because through no fault of his or her own and think that's going to be your scenario. So that's why I just don't talk about it. I don't talk about what I make and what my profit, my loss, and all that stuff. I just don't do it because there's always blowback. There's always people not believing this or that, and I've had people tell me that they didn't have the expectation that was set by me talking about numbers wasn't met in reality for them, and I don't want that to happen anymore. But I am going to talk about this settlement in a video next week about this last week because that is just stupid good. Stupid good. I think it'll be the first I think it'll be the first over $5,000 pre-tax net to me for this truck since I've been back in this truck. So, little over a year. We'll see tonight. Hopper, you can tell everyone that I'm on a Reads Across America shuttle run. Yeah, my buddy Hopper, you guys know Hopper, moderator here. He was able to finally, after years of trying, was able to get a Reads Across America load. So he's up in Maine, and it's a magical experience, man. Jenna and I really kind of fell into one. Just because we were at the right place at the right time a couple years ago. Neither of us are veterans, but they just had one of them they had to have moved, and we delivered it to Walmart in Maine, and we got to go do it, and it was a very magical experience. Now, it is charity work, so don't think that you're going to go up there. If you ever do get a Rees load, don't expect to go make money. You're basically getting fuel. But we didn't care. Like, it didn't matter to us. Like, it didn't matter what. It didn't matter. It was amazing. So. Yeah, team truck, he says. That's the definition, the case. Yeah. Schmarkus, I do honestly believe they cap our revenue. Yeah, I think so, man. I just wonder if, because I was thinking about it Monday when I said no to that first load, which didn't deliver on this pay period. I'm like, first of all, it's Monday afternoon. Why am I going to run $1 a mile from Jacksonville to Texas that doesn't deliver until Thursday or Friday? Like, it's just, nothing made any sense about it. But I was like, is it that they just don't want us to have a taste of that? From me, because I don't have a truck payment on this truck, that $5,000+ check that would set an expectation that would just leave you devastated on really bad weeks? Or what is it? What's the reason for that? Because if you guys remember, Rob Lowe used to say, for new drivers, Rob Lowe used to, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard it from multiple people in operations and multiple drivers, that there was a time 6-7 years ago, like right before I came to Prime, that Rob Lowe just dumped this pile of money on a table and said, you can have as much of this as you're willing to earn, or something like that, to everybody who was in this meeting. So if that's the case, then why is it that you kind of get like capped off at a certain, who's making the decision that they don't really want us like having that perfect storm week where we get this monstrosity paycheck? I don't understand. I don't know why that is. To me, you would kind of want that to happen. And I've heard, well, they try to give loads to other trucks that have really low revenue and all that stuff, but it's like, yeah, but there's always a load. There's always a load. So it's not just that, I don't think. I feel like there is a concerted effort, at least it's the way it seems to me. Again, I don't have any evidence of it, but it seems to me there's a concerted effort to really try to keep trucks from not having just a stupid good week. And I don't know if it's because they just don't want them to, again, have this high bar of expectation and just constantly be let down. But if someone watches this video that's making that decision, I wouldn't have the expectation that I would have a week like I had last week every week. I have no expectation of that at all. But I would like to have the expectation that it's occasionally possible. I don't know what's wrong with that. Why can we not just have that? Johnny B, I'm safe. I'm 50 miles from San Francisco. I don't know, man. All I saw is there's a massive earthquake off California, and there's a tsunami warning all the way from San Francisco to almost Portland. And so I don't know any of the details. Becca, my wife got me a 13-inch purple accessory to wear for the cameras so they will have a show. That's funny, man. Hey, if I needed, so when I park for a 10-hour break, I have sleeper socks, they're just normal socks, but I don't even wear the socks that I wear in my shoes up front in my sleeper. I got carpet back there, so I don't want anything that touches, that's on the bottom of my shoes or the bottom of my work socks, driving socks, touching anything in my sleeper. So I'll switch socks. So as soon as I park for a 10-hour break, I'm done with my inspection, I'll go back there and change into like sweatpants or shorts or something, change my socks. But man, I've made it a point to, as soon as possible, while both those green lights are on, turn around and drop trousers right in front of that camera Uh, just to, you know, do a little moons over my hammy before the camera goes off. Not only do I not have any qualms about privacy concerns, I make sure and moon that shit. That's funny. Alaska Hall, make an exemption this time. These guys are out of control over there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna, Alaska Hall, I'm definitely gonna talk about it. I just wanted to wait. I want to wait till I get the actual settlement. 6,048 wreaths going to St. Louis. Nice. So did they put a wreath on your truck? Now, Hopper, here's what tripped me out and almost brought me to tears, bro. While you're driving, you have to know that that's 6,048 of our fallen heroes that represents. 6,048 behind you as you're driving. That really got me, man. I don't remember. I did a video about it. I think ours had more than that. I think it was maybe 7,500 or so. But I thought about that many times while I was driving. I just look in the mirror and see the trailer and think about how that represented, you know, over 7,000 veterans in the trailer. It was, you know, it's special. Did you get to stay at the place with the showers? Did you get to park over there before you went to where they load you? Sorry guys, I'm still fighting a cold. I'm coming down off the cold. Hopper, it seems to me that my best revenue making runs are when I'm going on home time. Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it? Trying to right before home. Yep. Chris came in late. What's the debate about Florida? There's no debate about Florida, but there is apparently an earthquake and tsunami in California. Just another trader. Can you imagine if Prime had a load board for lease operators? If Prime had a load board for lease operators, I can tell you probably half of our top 20 customers would not get serviced. Let's see. Chris, Prime has accounts in Florida, but outbound loads pay suck no matter what. Beer loads, what else do they have these days? The only good load out of Florida that, well, there's the Pepsi loads pay okay. You can get $2 a mile on the Pepsi loads. And the corn loads out of, what is it, South Bay? South Bay, I think it is. Or Bayport or Bay City, something. I can't remember the name of the place down there, but the corn loads pay over $2 a mile. And those pick up like 2 hours south of Orlando. So you're getting paid $2+ a mile for running almost all of Florida to get out of Florida. Now, the other side of that is that same place has the cabbage loads, and the cabbage loads pay dog shit. So you can see a load from there, and you know, if it's corn, if it's paying good, it's probably corn. If it's paying dirt, it's probably cabbage. But I've gotten $2 a mile from Pepsi, and I've gotten $2+ a mile on corn out of Florida. But that's it. Everything else is just garbage. Shamarcus, I'm at the drop yard in McDonough, Georgia. They out here installing cameras here too. Are they really? I was just there, Shamarcus. Not last night, but the night before. I was at the place across the street, picking up sausage. That cold storage, it's like Dole and something else. Sent pics in a big group. Okay, awesome. I'll take a look. Trailer is loaded front to back. Nice. They were having a septic problem, so they were closed. Oh no. Shitter's full. All right, we got about 50 viewers, 13 likes. Let's get those likes up just a tad. Let's see if there's any. Has anybody seen any more stuff on this earthquake? Let's see if we can find this. Because, I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, it's not uncommon for there to be an earthquake in off California. Jenna grew up in Southern California. But if they issued a tsunami warning from San Francisco to Portland and it's a 7.3, 7.0, BRB says, offshore. How far offshore do we know? Johnny B, does Prime still do? Yeah, we still do Cabela's. In fact, I got a buddy who just ran a really good Bass Pro load out of Springfield to a Cabela's that it was paid stupid. It was like $3 a mile and it weighed 15,000 pounds or something like that. Porta potties, that's a bummer. Not seeing any tidal waves yet. Several offshore 6 miles. That's not very far. Humboldt County, that's where you used to get the best weed back in the day. Not that I partook in it, right? I went to high school in Reno, by the way. So back in those days, you didn't have no shops. So the people who smoked pot drove to Humboldt County, California. I don't know why I said that. Six miles off Humboldt County is not very far. No, I don't want to install 18.1 software. I'm gonna have to look this shit up. Let's see, Zachary Hall. Because isn't that that's a pretty big earthquake not far from the shore, right? Oh, the warning was already canceled? Okay, so it's not a big deal. Okay. Nothing to worry about. They still have the best weed. My niece is at Humboldt Street, Johnny B. Yeah, Humboldt County back in the day, man. That's where it was at. Either had, well, my friends either had brickweed from Mexico or the good skunky stuff from Humboldt County. And it's really pretty over there, like absolutely gorgeous. That whole, like, Mount Shasta all the way over to the coast over there is just unbelievably beautiful. So anyway, I do have another video that's uploaded, or it'll go up to members tonight, and then to the rest of you guys, to the rest of the channel tomorrow morning. And then the next video will probably be on this last settlement. I expect my pre-tax net to be over $5,000. And that's as a solo truck, and that's just this truck. So there's other things to take into account. But when I talk about this on the video, I'm only going to talk about it in context of this truck. In context of this truck, the cost for this truck, and the pre-tax net on this truck of what's possible when all the stars align. Because it was over $7,300 in gross revenue for the 1 week. So hopefully that'll shut these Hirschbach guys up. Out there talking about their $2,000 pre-tax net, and somehow saying that makes them proves that it's making money is more possible at Hirschbach than it is at Prime. It's like, man, if you have your truck paid off at Prime, you would better be making that much a week. Let's just put it that way. But if you have a truck paid off at Prime, you can make as much as 2 Hirschbach drivers when everything's kind of going decent for you. You know what I mean? So I don't know why they're out there. Again, this is why I don't talk about numbers, because then you get that's the stupidity of what they're doing, is now they're just making themselves look foolish. The only reason they post those videos is to get the money from recruiting. That's all his channel is about. Yeah, I get that. Hopper. Ghost Cat, are you guaranteed pay each week for breakdowns or bad weather? No, definitely not. Definitely not. And I don't expect that either. Did you drop the value of your truck to First Guard? If so, did it lower your policy payment? Yeah, I asked them. I haven't done it yet, but I asked what it would be for 90,000. And there was something I had to sign or something, so it's like it's a pretty quick process. But I asked them for 90,000, and I think it dropped it by little like 130 or 140 a month. So it's not like substantial, but it's still money, you know. So you're looking at what, $1,500 a year or something like that. It's not like it knocked it in half, you know what I mean? But it was still, I still want to get the weekly down as much as possible. And I've been given a cash offer of $75,000 for this truck, so I feel like insuring it for $90,000 is kind of right where I want to be. You know what I mean? Golden Boy, I'm switching from flatbed to reefer. What you think might be the best learning curve? You think? Well, I've known a lot of guys who switch from flatbed to reefer, and not one of them has ever gone back. Now, they do occasionally miss flatbed. They do occasionally miss some of the work of it and some of the schedule of it, but I don't know anyone who's gone back. So it seems to be that it's a good move. I don't know anyone who's made less money. Your biggest adjustments are going to be you have a little bit less consistent of a schedule. I think with flatbed, probably most of your customers are daytime, so you're doing a lot of day work. Doesn't mean you don't drive at night as flatbed, but reefer, your consistency of when your appointments are going to be is all over the map. Obviously, you got to learn to run the reefer. Securing your load is not going to really be any big deal to you if you're coming from flatbed because you're used to flatbed. You still have yours at 180,000. I definitely need to start dropping mine. Yeah, I think mine was 162 on this truck. Because that's, yeah, so I think it was 162. But it may be more than that. I don't remember because this was like a month ago. It may be more, the discount may be more than that. I think it, because Shamarcus, I'm trying to get my weekly nut down to as little as possible. I think it's like $200 right now. Well, I have permits, so it's 300, a little over 300 right now. But I want to get that down, minimized as much as possible, to where it's, you know, like if I could get it down to 150 a week after my permits are paid off, I'd be stoked. 150 or less a week, I'd be really stoked. So that's what I'm trying to do. Hopper, I wouldn't miss tarping, chaining, and strapping in the snow, rain, heat, and cold. Yeah, no thanks. No. Don't want it. All right, 35 miles in. By the way, Schmarcus, did you ever text me? I'm on that phone. I haven't looked at this phone for a week, so there may be a message from you in this phone. I only check it like once a week. This is my normal phone. Appreciated Prime wants me to team with someone for a couple weeks, which seems odd to me. No, I think that's just because it's probably not a bad idea, dude, and it's probably worth it. Just because there's, you know, there's the Prime reefer way, And look, man, you do not want to, I'm not saying that it's difficult to be able to run the reefer and all that stuff and all the settings and all the pre-trips and all that. I'm not saying it's difficult, but you got to understand, if you're moving over to lease reefer, or even, company to an extent, you have a lot of liability, just like with flatbed. With flatbed, you have liability on, like if you just disregard load securement, you have some liability. Well, in reefer, if you put that shit on the wrong setting, or if it gets turned off, or if it runs out of fuel or something, you are liable for the load. So look at it as, learning load securement for flatbed. That's reefer management and reefer freight and stuff like that. You really just, it's probably just worth it just to learn all the processes and have no question and no doubt about it, so that you don't get out there and cause yourself, some very detrimental problems. How long can you keep your truck before you have to upgrade? I think it's 7 years, Ghost Cat. Just another trader. I used to drive for Prime in a tanker division. It was great for loading and offloading. Food grade work is where it's at. Going to Wilson in January since I let my CDL go. Man, I had to have zero interest in tanker. Shamarcus, I responded to you in a comment somewhere a few videos ago. Michael, up to as much as possible. Just another trader. Wish I could go back to Prime, but when I quit, my FM said to bring the load to the yard. They hit me with a load abandonment. It was pretty crappy since I was there 3 years. Wow. I'm gonna have to get off here and get some cough drops. I have zero interest in tanker. I've never. The shit you guys have, like, I get pissed off if I have to go to a Blue Beacon and get a washout. When I get unloaded, my immediate objective is to get washed out and fueled, get the reefer washed out and fueled as fast as possible. If I can get that done in 30 or 40 minutes and be parked or have the trailer dropped at the next customer, I'm stoked. I want on to the next thing as fast as possible. And with tanker, you get unloaded, there's a whole world of shit you got to go through before you're ready to reload. I don't want that, man. I want very fast turnaround. Hell, if I can go back to a leaf blower and be done with it, then I'm good. So, all right, guys, have a. What's up, brother? I'm a bit late. Everything good? Yeah, everything's great, but I got to get off here. I got to eat something, make some coffee, and get some day swill. Drink some day swill. That stuff is so nasty. It's absolutely disgusting. But I'm almost done with this, so I just need to one more day, and I should be good to go. Again, like I said, I have a video coming up tomorrow morning, which will be Friday morning for all channel subscribers, and then the next video will be talking about this monstrous week that I'm having at Prime. $7,300 gross, a little over, with about $1,500 in total fixed and variable expenses for the week. So on this truck. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't hang around too much longer, but you can go back and watch the replay. I really appreciate everybody. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you guys are all being safe out there. Make good decisions. Always drive to thrive.